If you ever saw on my channel the 100 series with straight pipe exhaust, it has had a little accident off-road where it did kind of a Baja jump at about 40 miles an hour and ended up in a tree. Unfortunately, it got a little bit worked over, but thankfully the driver was fine other than just a few bruised kind of ribs and shoulders the next day. But as you can see, this thing really got worked over, and excited to share with you kind of what happened to it, as well as some other exotic cars that you'll see later on in the video.
So I
But
assume
notice how this wheel is totally clean and straight, and I took a freaking construction pile at 40 miles an hour, and this isn't even bent. But then when you hit a 4-foot deep ditch with your driver's side tire, with the car already on that, two wheels on that side.
dude, this would have been spectacular if someone was filming you, because I'm sure it
McKay
was.
got to watch it from behind.
So this was the stabby.
So this right here is cut through by barbed wire. The barbed wire is traveling
It
through
was
this
like
fender.
it chainsawed it.
Yeah. It's like doing a chainsaw action. But how do you like that?
Dude, that is,
I'm so happy that I got no airbags went off.
dude. You have a.
My windshield is not broken. Dude, the roof was covered with tree limbs. And it,
I remember.
And it didn't break my windshield.
Dude, it is brutal.
See, this is sawn right in half. It's just amazing.
So I assume it lost every fluid, including AC. Or did the AC
we don't
survive?
Think it lost AC. Because
Dude.
this is the AC condenser still in there. But that, what's this other one? Is that transmission?
Dude, how about this shit snapped clean in half?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh. So does this open?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's no,
Fixed it.
the cab's not hurt.
When I crashed it wouldn't open. No, dude, everything feels fine inside. I can get in the car and close my eyes and think everything's fine.
Wow. Dude, it is so cambered. Like, it looks like a stance vehicle. Like, it's all messed up.
I wish it was for real reasons.
Next up, we have another great assortment of two-door classics. Some V12 Jaguars that are in mint condition. Absolutely fantastic examples. As well as a 250 two-door automatic Mercedes-Benz that is in a little bit rough shape, but what a cool car. You know, you rarely see some of these older saloons in the two-door configuration. And gotta love those wipers that fold inward. Just such an iconic piece. As well as a 450 SL in perfect condition. Just absolutely immaculate, some of these pieces, with only a handful of miles on them. It's completely different compared to the old cars that I typically have, because everything I have has been wrecked or messed up, but these are so original, and you can just see it in the paint. Just the cross member here is just perfect condition. Everything is just absolutely beautiful on this car, as well as these others. We've got a V12 Mercedes over on the right, and next up we're going to be looking at not a Lincoln, but a Toyota Land Cruiser that will be getting a 2001 Tundra engine. So this here 4.7 is a 2UZ FE, and will eventually find its home in this Land Cruiser here, with potentially some other upgrades as well. So keep looking forward to that. I'm going to be actually putting a standalone on this engine, and I'll be making a little bit of some content about how to wire that up eventually. So stay tuned if you're interested in something like this. Next up, we have a Fiat 131 that is a draw-through turbo. We couldn't really get the hood up, so I can't really show you, but this thing was crazy. Rear-wheel drive, tiny little 2,200 pound Fiat that was just awesome. And then a Fiat 127 that actually had nitrous. Yes, a carbureted single cam nitrous that was once in the Gumball Rally. Next up, a Fiat 500 Abarth, original from the 70s. I don't know where you find these in the United States, and happened to find one right in front of me hanging out here, and it was just wild. Obviously, it's not very well put together and torn apart, but I've just never seen anything like it. Typically, the only time I would ever see this is on some sort of YouTube video being raced in Europe on a hill climb somewhere. But it was really cool to see one in person. They have real metal flares. It looks like essentially a VW Beetle, but way tinier and just really extreme with this body kit on it. So very cool opportunity to check that out, as well as another really cool set of exotics here and a pretty rad Honda motorcycle. This is an Elsinore, which is kind of a very classic bike here.
Like, became famous because of some movie star. Why can I never think of his name? Because I don't know names. Anyway, he would race these out.
Finally, we get to see this Dino Ferrari. It's mid-restoration. Currently, the engine is back in, suspension has been refreshed, and it's just going back together very slowly. But what a beautiful car. Once again, this is just astounding to see one in real life. Just a beautiful piece of work from the early 70s here. Still has the original V6 that's been fully rebuilt. Everything is slowly coming together and looking immaculate, but man, what a treat to see one of these in the wild. To be honest, in real life, a lot of the welds and things are very imperfect on the inside. They don't look very well built as far as the frames and the chassis portion, but once they're put together, man, they're just kind of a gorgeous car. You can see again, and they've got that iconic gated shifter, but just a classic piece of Italian history. But I am so stoked I got to see this. This is just such a cool exotic. I have rarely seen anything like it in the wild, as well as a few other two-door long boy BMWs, a 633 CSI, and an 850 V12. They just look so cool. Really, really cool vehicles.